Good morning. I'm here with Dom Bullock today, the 180 Cadence podcast. Welcome, Dom. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Dave. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Okay. I'm going to grill you for the next 20, 30 minutes, mate. So I hope you're ready. You got some answers for me and give the listener at home some insight into what makes you the runner that you are. So thanks for joining me. First question for you. When you're a kid, what sports did you play, mate?
Yeah, growing up, I played a little bit of everything really, like soccer, rugby, bit of water polo, and grew up surfing with my dad and my brothers. So almost every weekend we were out at the beach surfing. And then, yeah, didn't start running until the later kind of years in high school.
Okay. And when did you know that running was going to be your sport?
Yeah, so I was always like one of the quicker kids in school, and did all right in primary school. And then, yeah, was always like a fast guy on the soccer field or on the rugby pitch. But then towards year 11, year 12 in school, I decided to start taking it a bit more seriously and was really focused on the 800. Then took a couple years break after school, partying and doing what everyone out of school does. And then got back into it and decided to really target breaking 2 minutes for the 800. And I spent about 3 years just trying to do that and finally did it, which was great.
Okay.
And then that kind of ignited the passion for running, and I've just been running since.
Okay. And having a passion for running, what is the downside of having such a passion for running? What is,
Yeah. Yeah, the downside is, especially with these longer races, it can take up a lot of time. Um, so yeah, my wife doesn't love that sometimes when you're out running and training and she's yeah, wondering what time you're gonna be back, or trying to work around her can be tricky.
Mm.
Um, and I guess like your whole kind of life ends up just revolving around running. So that's always tricky when you're just thinking about when's my next run, or what can I do to get better at running.
mm, and how do you balance, your home, work, life, running balance? How do you do that, mate?
Yeah, it's tricky. I think you got to be pretty routine based and driven, and really schedule your life a bit more, and be a bit more organized. So I feel like, yeah, whenever I'm training my best, I have a plan and a coach, and um, I'm following a schedule that's set up, and it's pretty simple to tick the boxes.
Okay. Now, last year you featured in the Sum 50 race. This year you're stepping up to the 80. Tell me a bit about your training plan for the Sum 80 this year.
Yeah, so last year I didn't train that specific for it. I was doing Gold Coast Marathon, which was only a month or so before, and that was the big focus. So after the marathon, I think I was a bit more cooked than I was expecting. And then coming into the race, on the start line, I didn't have much confidence in myself and ended up not running the best race. I started off hot and was in first until halfway, and then the back half was just chalk and cheese, different story. Ended up going backwards and bonking really hard. So this year I've put a lot more focus and made this like more the A kind of race. So I did Gold Coast half instead of the full, and feeling a lot more fresher and ready to go. I've done a lot more specific training too. So the big long runs like 40Ks, 50K sort of stuff.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just getting on the trails much more too. I think last year was just a lot more road focused.
Mm. Well, we've introduced the 80K just for you this year because last year you were second in the Bondi to Manly 80K.
Yeah.
So this year we've introduced the Dom Bullock 80K
Yeah,
Sum race. So just right up your alley. So what's your expectation for the race?
expectation, I think, well, after last year, that was probably like one of the worst race experiences I've had. Not due to the course or the race or anything, just me being an idiot. So this year, I wanted just to run well, and I think not worry about performance or trying to beat anyone, just have a good day myself. So just getting the fuel right and pacing myself properly, and just being patient and not rushing things too much.
Okay. Now you've done a lot of training on the course. I've been looking at your Strava. What's the section of the race you're most looking forward to?
I really like the fire trails, so like heading out on like Bear Creek, and that first little bit is probably my favorite.
Hmm.
Manly Dam's pretty flowy too. I think that the single track section along the river between the two is a bit more challenging, and I think I'll just try and get through that bit. And then the back half of the race too is not too bad along the river there coming up the final like 10Ks.
Yep.
Last year was just an absolute punish, so I'm looking out for
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. I don't think there are many people who are doing PBs along the Brower Creek last year. Um, One of the questions I've got for you is when you're in a race and you're starting to dig deep, what is your why to get you to that finish line? You see, you were cook last year. What's going to get you through this year to get you on the podium?
Yeah, I think this year I've got a really good why, and that's after having such a crappy race last year. I really want to just like get some revenge, I guess, and prove myself that I can do this and I can run the course well. So I
Okay.
think that's going to be a big motivator for me this year.
So redemption is one of
Redemption.
the redemption.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, let's see you on the podium. A lot of runners are running towards something or running away from something. Is there something you run towards or something you're running away from?
Yeah, yeah. It's a good question. I think like I just want to see how good a runner can I be and try and find my potential. So running towards being the best runner I can be, I guess, is the answer. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Do you have a running hero?
Running hero. Oh, it's a good question. I like Jim Walmsley and
Yeah.
Killian is great. All those guys, yeah, just the legends of the sport.
Okay. I won't tell you, I spoke to Jim Walmsley last week in person.
No way, yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to name drop like that, but
Signing up for the song, maybe.
well, he's in between. He's having a midlife crisis. Not sure he's going to listen to this, but he's got no events coming up. He was
Yeah.
in the Western States, but
Mm.
he decided not to run it. And I should have actually asked him to come down here and race, and he'd be racing for second against you, I guess, in the 80, because you'd lead him, show him the course, and then
Yeah.
burn him off in the last 100 meters.
Oh yeah, of course.
No way he'd catch up with you. Um, one of the things during a race, have you had an experience where it's just like a funniest running experience in a race where something's happened and you go, oh my gosh, like I got to tell everybody about that.
Yeah, in races, not too much, but training runs, there's plenty of stories. I think that one of the best ones was I was training for a 6 foot track, and I was pretty new and naive to ultra running at the time. So I went out there on Christmas Eve and ran the track and got to the Genolan Caves at like 5 o'clock or so, and realized that there's no way to get back to Katoomba. So I had to call my wife up and say, can you come pick me up on Christmas Eve out at Genolan Caves? So yeah, 3 hours later she came and collected me and we drove back, got home around 1 a.m. and had a pretty tired Christmas.
I bet you weren't that popular the next day, cutting the turkey up.
Yeah, it was not great timing having to hang out with everyone's families and everyone saying, "What the hell have you done? Like, why are you with this guy?"
Mm. Um, what attracts you to trail running versus like your heroes are Killian and Jim? What attracts you? You run road marathons and half marathons. What attracts you to the trails?
Yeah, I think that there's something pretty special about trail running and being able to get out into nature. It's just it feels right. Like I think that being out, yeah, amongst the trees and running along a river, jumping over rocks, it's yeah, something about it's just really relaxing and uh, you get to see the world. Like I think that a lot of people are never really get to see a lot of this stuff that we see, and it kind of opens a door for us to go and uh, experience these places that not many people do.
For sure. Now, the sum's only coming up in a couple of weeks. Have you chosen the shoes you're going to wear for the race? What are you going to? It's a bit of trail, bit of fire trail, bit of road. What are you going to wear?
Yeah, I've got the Asics Metafujis, so it's like
Yeah.
a carbon plated trail shoe. Uh, so it's carbon plated with a bit of lugs and an extra grip on it, which should work well. Yeah.
Okay. And we've got a lot of first timers doing their first 30K or 50K or even 80K in the sum. What's some advice you would give them?
I think pace yourself. You've probably heard it many times before, but it's easy advice to give, hard advice to follow.
Yeah.
But it'll if you pace yourself and go out at the appropriate pace or even slower than what your goal is, you'll have a much more enjoyable race and run more to your ability than if you go out and blow up. I think for trail running as well, like don't be afraid to walk or take sections a little easier.
Okay. Do you have a sponsor or a running coach?
Yeah, I've got a coach, Matt Gore at the moment. So he's been coaching me for the last couple months. And he's an incredible trail runner, and I've got so much admiration for him. And he's not afraid to tell it how it is as well. So keeps me in line sometimes, and yeah, tells me to do more gym work or
Yeah.
yeah, to slow down your easy runs. He's very vocal, and it's great to have his support and have him in my corner.
Okay. When you line up at the start and you're looking left and you're looking right, is there a runner that you have a rivalry with? You look at them in the eye and go, "Oh, you know, it's
Yeah,
my day today."
yeah. There's probably two runners that come to mind. My mate Luke Smith, who actually beat me last year on the 50K. It was his first ever trail race, and
Oh,
he managed to go past me. But me and him have a bit of a running rivalry on the roads more so.
okay.
And then for the ultra stuff, I think maybe Joe McGrath.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he sees me as a rival, but I think I've beaten him maybe once or twice, and he's gotten me probably 4 or 5 times.
Okay. Now, overseas races, is there a race that you sort of aspire to doing in the future, like an overseas trail run? There's been a few big ones in the US the last 3 weeks. Is there something you go, "Oh, I really want to do that"?
Yeah, I think I'd love to get back over to Europe and do pretty much any of the European races. Like we did Lavarito a couple of years ago, just the 50K, and that was fantastic. I'd love to go back and do the 120, or UTMB as well is always like a bucket list race for all runners. Yeah, the American races look good too, but yeah, not that keen on America at the moment.
Okay, fair, fair enough. What, pardon me. What's your sweet spot? Like if you had a distance, you said trail running, what would be your sweet spot for a distance?
Yeah, trail running, I really like the 100K, 80K kind of events. I think that, yeah, spending like a day out there, getting to see, yeah, a bunch of stuff that, you wouldn't usually see is really, really cool and appealing to me.
Okay. And after the sum, that's only a couple of weeks away. Have you got anything locked in for future races?
Yeah, I'm doing, Bondi to Manly, which I think it's a kind of similar experience. Like, some you get to travel and see so much of Sydney going from St Ives to Manly Dam, and then Bondi to Manly, it's same sort of thing. You run along the coast, and I love the journey kind of aspect of going from point to point. So yeah, looking forward to that too.
Yeah, that's an awesome race. That's an awesome race. What are your thoughts on backyard ultras? Do you think you'll do one of those in the future?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think backyard ultras, it just seems like a different sport altogether. And running through the night kind of puts me off it a little bit. I think that I've worked a couple of night shifts, and it's not fun doing that. And I can't imagine having to get up and run 7Ks every hour for a whole night.
Well, the people who seem to excel are those who are night shift workers or stand on their feet a long time. It's amazing how, how some of them can just go 119 hours. I can't fathom
It's
it.
just incredible. Yeah, like thinking about doing it for one night is like hard enough. If it like guys are out there doing it 5 or 6 nights, it's just insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. A couple of last questions for you. When you're running, like when I'm running, I always think of a treat that I can have at the end of the run. Like, is there a treat, a drink, or a food that you go, "Oh, I'm hanging for that at the end"?
Yeah, I love my chocolate milk. So yeah, always just love finishing a good hard race or a long run, and yeah, throwing down a chocolate milk.
Okay, we'll make sure we've got some chocolate milk for you at the end in a couple of weeks' time. One last question for you. Most people are on Strava, and most people listening to this will be on Strava. Are you someone that strives for the local legend or the crown?
Oh, it's a good question. I think I'm always chasing the crown. Like, yeah, something about being the fastest and yeah, claiming that you're the fastest. I guess the local legend changes after 90 days. Like it's not forever, but
Yeah.
a crown, if you run well enough, it could be.
It could be until somebody else goes and tries to cherry pick it, but yeah, it can happen, but no. Thanks, Dom, for your time today. Much appreciated. Wish you all the best in the Sum 80 in a couple of weeks' time, and look forward to seeing you on the start line.
No worries. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, mate.